So I did a thing. This is the Virtual Boy attachment for Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. This is a weird ass thing, isn't it? So you have Nintendo's most failed console of all time, and it was announced in the same direct as Mario's 40th anniversary on September 12th of 2025. Does anyone else just find that weird? I mean, I got it because, truthfully, when I was playing the Virtual Boy, I only played it a handful of times. And they were all at my college because the teacher that I had that was teaching experimental animation is also a huge-ass nerd. And he actually has an original Virtual Boy. Both of the lenses work and everything. And I was shocked and I was like, yeah, I have to play this. So I did, and I liked it. So I decided, you know what? If Nintendo's gonna come out with something like this, they gave me the choice of a cardboard headset, not unlike what they did with Nintendo Labo, or you can get something like this. A plastic motherfucker that's pretty much as close to a real original Virtual Boy as you can get without being one. So here's the back telling you how to attach the stand and how to put your Switch inside of the headset. So yeah, I just thought that it was such a weird ass thing that I had to get it. So I do have a modded 3DS with the Virtual Boy 3D on it. So maybe we can compare it to that later on in the video. But first, I just would like to get this open. I also get the stand out, and there's some kind of adapter. I wonder if that is to fit the Switch 1, since this adapter has to accommodate both. And this is what we've got. Holy shit, it's a fucking Virtual Boy. I never thought Nintendo would ever bother acknowledging this thing again. Yup, this is definitely what I remember in terms of how the lenses look. Man, this is really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna put the stand on this real quick, so give me just a moment. So on a side note, before I actually get into the BB itself, I was correct about this little piece. So bring it up to your eyes. Bring it out. So, you might be able to see that it actually says Nintendo Switch on it. So yeah, this is indeed an adapter that is supposed to allow this attachment to more properly fit the original Switch. I don't know if you need this for the OLED, because it doesn't say OLED on it. Like, it doesn't say Nintendo Switch / Switch OLED. You do need this attachment. Alright. Nintendo Switch 2 in hand, and Pro Controller now in hand. So, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up Nintendo Switch Online. So it was right about here that I learned that the Virtual Boy app didn't actually come out for another day or so. So let's skip forward. But there is one game that I know for a fact that it supports, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into my Switch 2. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Virtual Boy. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna actually show it to you up close as well. But there's some little guides in there to help the Virtual Boy slide things down perfectly. Let me just give you a small insight into what this looks like. Let me take you to the left eye. So, it's not going to look like a lot, but you can see that it's actually properly read. And that's because There are actually some red filters in this thing. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to go the full country mile with it and actually put a red filter in it. But here, let me show you. Just like that, the red lenses are off. So, there you go. Let's actually put it into VR mode so you can actually see a little bit better. I know it says Nintendo Labo, but this works well. But I have no reason to believe that this won't work well with it, because essentially it's a VR headset. So please set the console on a flat surface. Yes, use the goggles. So now I'm inserting the system into the goggles.
One eternity later.
So this is what I'm thinking. So it said, when I looked up this attachment, it said that something like Mario Odyssey with Nintendo Labo does work with. So editing XTH here, I guess I'm a bit of a dumbass, because what people are saying is that the Virtual Boy works with Nintendo Labo stuff, not necessarily the way around. But the cardboard headset should work just fine.
Idiots!
And it does. Just not very well. Labo is meant to be on top of your head. So it's meant for you to be able to look around and stuff. And with something as unwieldy as a goddamn Virtual Boy, you can't. And truth be told, another problem that you run into is that you can take it off of the stand, yes. But doing something like this, it doesn't work very well when you're trying to look around, because now all of a sudden you can't hold the controller. Because with the Virtual Boy, you know, you can see the sides of it are blocked off, which is fair. That's more accurate to the original Virtual Boy. But in terms of making it compatible with everything VR that Nintendo has, yeah, I might have to wait until tomorrow to really see for sure with the Virtual Boy. Ironically, the cardboard attachment that I was talking about, that's more like the Nintendo Labo, you can slot the controllers into. It ends up becoming a better experience because all of a sudden you can play and still look around and everything. Like right now, Mario's fucking snoring. He's fucking sleeping on a job right here, but I can't do anything because, I mean, unless I kind of do something like this, which isn't very comfortable, in which it does work, but I'm also kind of stuck in place, although that's more just because I'm sitting here, I'm sure. This is not super comfortable of an experience right here. Alright, so here's some footage from my capture card on what this looks like, and here's what the red visor's filter does. So this is about as close to an actual look as I can give you. Okay, but let's check back in tomorrow and see how the Virtual Boy specific games work with this thing. I expect it to work pretty well. Nintendo's been really good at making their Switch Online controllers and peripherals work with the games they're supposed to be working with. But truth be told, they usually work well with the games that they're not supposed to eat as well. So we'll check back in tomorrow and see how that works. So it is now the 17th. So I'm just waiting for the Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics app to download. Currently it's at 85%. I will go ahead and fast forward to when it's done. Alrighty, so it's just updated, so let's give this a shot. Okay. Sweet. Alright, and we're in Virtual Boy. Well, thankfully I have this, but it's a little more than a bit annoying that you absolutely must play with the accessories. Because I know there are Virtual Boy emulators for PC that work just fine with one screen. Why do I absolutely need the attachment? Is my question. Anyways, alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and plug it in. Welcome to the inside lenses of the Virtual Boy. So admittedly, this is never going to look great because these lenses are an absolute bastard to record. But here's some of the demo of Teleroboxer, since that's one of the games I was playing. And now I've taken off the rectangular shaped red filters from the Virtual Boy. So this is what it looks like with that. Pretty much the same because all the games are colored red anyways. Go. 3DS XL in hand. And I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of 3D Tetris since that's what I was playing the most. It looks just like the Switch Online. Honestly, this hurts my eyes right now. Oh, damn. This hurts my eyes right now more than the actual Virtual Boy did. My eye just might have just randomly started hurting because it didn't hurt my eyes the last couple times I played on the emulator. One of the things that I love is that I can switch the colors. You're not able, at least as of right now, they're planning to give you extra colors later on, but you actually can't switch the Virtual Boy color. But in terms of just the way it looks good. It plays just fine. Though, Lord have mercy, I hate using the little analog nub. I would say that in terms of the way it looks, considering it's just one screen and you can move it all around and all that shit, I think it's both easier and not easier to play when it comes to the Virtual Boy Switch Online. The Virtual Boy Switch Online is easier to play because you have a proper Pro Controller to use. This is easier to play because you can move it all around if you want to. You're not fucking stuck at one angle looking at it. But again, like comparing the Switch Online to this is very much a comparable experience. And technically, if you don't want to get a new 3DS XL, I think it's compatible with the old one. But I think that this will probably be a cheaper way to go if you want to experience the Virtual Boy with the 3D that it's supposed to come with. Because I think older 3DS models are cheaper, especially when it comes to this model. Like, this is one of the more expensive new 3DS XL models you can get. I just got a deal on this because it wasn't in the best condition. In fact, one of these days I do want to do a shell swap. It'll be of the same shell, but I just want it to look less like somebody's owned it for years and years and years. You know, I want it to look a bit more new. So this is definitely cheaper than getting a Switch 2. Well, it doesn't have to be a Switch 2, it could be a Switch 1, so this will still be cheaper than getting a Switch 1 with the Virtual Boy with Switch Online. Like, so Switch 1s, for some reason it went up in price, now go for $350. The headset, the proper Virtual Boy headset, is $100. And Switch Online, you have to get the expansion pack, and that's $50 per year. So at its cheapest, if you wanted to get the cardboard headset instead, or you could probably just use your existing Nintendo Labo headset, I don't see why it wouldn't work. So let's say you're using the cardboard headset instead, so it'll be $350. So $350 plus 25. So you're at $375 right there, plus the $50 for the Switch Online. So it's going to bring you up to $425 to experience Nintendo's worst selling system. I don't really know how I feel about that, but if you already have a Switch or a Switch OLED or a Switch 2, whatever the case may be, it's a bit expensive just for some damn Virtual Boy games, I think. I would say, if you just want to dip your toes into it, you just want to see what the Virtual Boy is like, and you don't have a 3DS, I would say just get the $25 cardboard version. Just give it a shot, see if you like it. If you want to go all in, get the $100 thing. In conclusion, I hope to hell that somebody makes a third-party stand for that damn thing so I can actually height adjust it. Because the cheapest goddamn tripods on Amazon have height adjustments, and I shouldn't have to put the damn thing on 2 shoeboxes so that I can lean into it at an uncomfortable ass angle and try to play this shit. It's really damn fun. Virtual Boy Wario Land in particular is annoyingly fun that I feel like I always have to set up shoeboxes for this shit. But yeah, what the fuck, man?